What were those first years like in Paris?
Well, of course, the first time I was very broke. I didn't have any money, and so I have to earn some money and sat down in the Latin district, you know, Little Mangou, and I had a little cup of coffee with my last money, and so somebody came up to me and said, a lady called Catherine Harley came and said, could you make some photos? And say, what kind of photos, you know? And she said, well, it's fashion pictures. I said, well, I don't really know. I'm not used to do that kind of stuff. But and I heard my granddad's voice because he was my very best friend. He's saying, don't talk to strangers. You know? But I was a stranger in the city. So therefore, of course, after one, I said, but maybe it was naive, but it was a good thing to do anyway, because I said, if you could come with a lot of people, it's okay, but not 2 or 3 persons, I said. So she started to laugh. She said, well, it's fashion pictures. We're coming with 15 people at least, you know. So I said, that's okay then. Because I said to myself, if there are 15 people around and something goes wrong, there will always be one person to defend me, I'm sure. It's naive, but well, why not?
I'm sure.
And of course it went well, you know, with the pictures and all that. And then she said, well, I can't pay you right away because, you know, I have to publish the pictures before. And so you have to wait. I said, oh, that's terrible because, you know, I have no money. And so she said, well, I'll give you some photos and lots of addresses to go to with the photos, with the pictures. Mm-hmm. So I got to see Hélène Lazareff was the director of the big magazine called Journal Elle. It still exists. It's a famous magazine in France. So I went there and they looked at the pictures, you know, and she said, yeah, maybe we'll make a test. So I say, okay. So I go into the makeup room and I kind of cut my hair, dyed my hair, and it became nearly blonde, you know, a little bit like you. And then they made up my face and all that. And I talked to the makeup lady, and I said I wanted to be an actress and not to do pictures because it was not really too interesting for me. I mean, it's kind of boring, you know, standing there still all the time in front of a photographer saying, don't move, you know, it's not out of focus, you know. So I said, I want to be an actress. And suddenly a lady about 65 or 66, I don't know, very pretty lady with a big hat and a big cigar and very smart dressed, come and she said, oh, little girl, I heard you want to be an actress, and what's your name? So I said, my name is Anna Karina Bayer. Bayer like the aspirins, you know. So she said to me in English, she said, well, that's not a very good name because, you know, Anna Karina Bayer. And suddenly she said, you gotta call yourself Anna Karina. So, and Anna Karina became Anna Karina. I mean, my actor's name, right? Mm-hmm. I'm still called Anna Karina Bayer on my passport. So. And so it was, that was that. So he said, I said, who is that? To the makeup lady, because she left the woman. And she said, that was Coco Chanel. Yeah. And I said, you mean the perfume stuff and all that? And she said, yes, she's very famous, you know. I said, oh, that's great. So it was Coco. I didn't even know who she was when I saw her, you know.
So
it was Coco Chanel.
Incredible.
And I tell you what, I heard her voice later because sometimes I do radio shows too, and her voice was there, and she was not talking to me, of course, on the radio. In fact, she's dead now since many years, but it was an old voice. And she's got such a military voice, you know. Like, you have to do what I say, you know, like that, yeah, you know. And I suddenly heard that again. You have to call yourself Anna Karina. So I became Anna Karina.